Hello, and welcome to the Midlife Purpose Show, where women 40 and over tap into their true calling and step into careers aligned with their purpose. I'm Yannick Sayed, your host. I'm a transformational life and career coach, specializing working with women who are in midlife and help them to navigate their life's transitions in pursuit of a purposeful career. I've been in this field all my life, unofficially as a teacher, and when I worked in corporate training and in human resources. So I've had many life transition, career changes throughout my life, and I understand the challenges that women who are in midlife are facing. Today, what I'd like to talk about is the critical role that having your values clear in your mind in the pursuit of a change of career. Also, this is applicable in everything in life, and also something to consider when you are thinking of making a career move. So there are four things I'd like to talk about. First, and why are values so important? Our values are what we are about, what we stand for. So they are critical in a decision-making process. Values are core beliefs, and when we make decisions, we want to align them with our core beliefs because if we don't, there's a misalignment, and it will cause you to feel uncomfortable or make decisions that are not the optimal one that you could have made. So when we talk about work, when it aligns with us, with our values, work is much more pleasurable. Uh, for example, how many of you have been in a career, in a position, and right now you're just going through the motions? Often, especially when we are young, with not necessarily understanding what we want in life. I know for me, when I was at school, our career counselor would guide us and base their decision or advice on what we were good at school. But there's more than your marks in certain subjects to consider. Or even then, once you start a career or a career path, uh, sometimes we go to the next level, not putting into consideration how is this aligning with us? Thinking more, okay, this is the next step, or thinking maybe it's the next logical step, and not looking at the alignment with us. We might think of, oh, we like this and we like that as a start, and that's fine. Yes, you want to see what your interests are. Another factor that's also to be considered to have fulfillment and a good alignment is how our values align with the position or career that we are considering. So knowing this is very helpful in knowing what is the next step, what text steps to take forward. Now, how to identify the next step is how to identify your personal values. And I'll ask you to think about a moment in life when you've accomplished something and you were satisfied and you were very motivated and very satisfied with the outcome. What um, what was it that made it such a pleasurable experience? Was it because your sense of creativity, your creativity had a chance to be used, or your critical thinking was put in play, and that's something that is important to you? Or was it the honesty of others or yourself, or being honest with who you are in a practice of what you're doing? So what is it that made it uh, a good moment or a satisfying moment? For example, I'll give you an example. Um, some people will say that I think outside of the box. I'm quite visionary. And if I'm in a milieu where it is not accepted or valued, um, it makes the experience of working less interesting. So imagine if you're in a milieu or a context where your core values are not able to be used or being honored, it causes a discomfort, a dissatisfaction, and it could lead to um, depression, maybe, or feeling down, not necessarily depression, but feeling down or feeling that what you do is not valued, and not sure how to navigate in that context. Um, so, for example, what principle do you have that you are not willing to compromise? Because in life, we always have times when we have to compromise. That's okay. Reach a happy medium. However, we do not compromise our core values, what we stand for. So there, you have to make the distinction. So think about, what is it that you will not compromise? What is a deal breaker? What is a non-negotiable? You have to be able to assert that. So think about that. And it's not a grocery list of things that are non-negotiable. We're talking about core values. So it's not an exhaustive list, but you need to know what those non-negotiables, what those values that you will not be willing to compromise. So when you're looking at your situation now, at whatever you're doing, career or business that you are involved in now, is it meeting your core values? So I will give you something to do, to think about, is make a list of what your core values are. For example, what is dear to you? Is it honesty? Uh, be able to be creative, respect, independence. It's for you to decide what is dear to you, what is what you stand for, what is non-negotiable. So make a list and see, some of those might not necessarily be aligned with work, but just for your life in general. But when we focus, it's good to know as well. But when we are talking about a work situation, a career change, or if you're thinking of starting a business, what is there to you? What is it that you must have in order to feel fulfilled? Feeling also that you are not compromising who you are, that you're true to yourself. So make a list, and that's something to consider when it comes to making decisions. For example, I'll give you something very simple to make you understand. Let's say you are a person who something simple, um, loves animal. You will not be involved working in a company where animals are not respected or not taken care of. You will not work in an environment where this is the way they do business. Second, uh, now when you know this, it will help you figure out what line of industries or line of work will be able to meet your values. So that will help you make a choice when it's time to do a career pivot. Will help you make your choices easier. So next, what actions will you take? What will you do in order to apply this? And how do you assess what your values are? How do you do this? So, first, uh, the choice, when you decide of the choice that is presented to you before you decide to take that step, consider, will this make you reach a point in your life where you want to be? Will it give you the satisfaction uh, and get you closer to the type of career and life you want to lead? All right, so that will help you discern that. And this will help you set the ground to see how your values will, what could I say, direct your change. For example, sometimes, and I can speak for myself at one point, opportunities would come, and I thought, yes, I can do this. I have the skill to do that. And that's all I focused about. And after a while, working where I was, um, I could feel an uneasiness, and I didn't know why at first. Yes, I had the skills to perform the work, but it was beyond that. It's also the work environment or how I can, me as a person, fit in that environment. Were my core values honored or had to be put aside? That's when I realized there was a couple of circumstances. Um, the work itself was not uh, the problem. It was more how I was able to work in that environment or how my values align with what I was tasked to do. And knowing then what I know now, I would have probably made a different choice. I would have considered this before embarking in that path. And this is how I do things now. Many times I'm offered opportunities. I've been offered opportunities. They were great. Yes, I could do this. But when it came to bottom line, depending on what was offered or the circumstances or the other facts that were part of the opportunity, when I analyzed that and saw how they align with me, what I believed, my core values, my non-negotiable, it made the decision easier to make. It's not about necessarily climbing or the remuneration that was the main reason to accept something. It's more than that because if you are in a context where you will not be able to be you, it makes it difficult to continue. You feel uncomfortable, dissatisfaction, and you lose interest in what you're doing. You're just going through the motion. So you don't want to uh, make a move just for the sake of making a move, because I've done that as well. And many of us have done that. Okay, that looks like a better opportunity. So we do it without really analyzing, is it really taking us where we want to be? Is it going to be aligned with us? You know, not having all the facets of what this would entail. Because again, we talk about values, your core values, it's your core. If it is not able to be aligned, if it cannot be honored, it will cause a discomfort, right? So this is what I'd like you to think about. Uh, I'd like to for you to think about what are your values, your core values, your non-negotiable. Be clear on that, because once you do have this clarity and you own it, it's a lot. You are more comfortable making sometimes the difficult decision, because if you accept that situation or this opportunity or this change, in the long run, it will have a negative impact on you. So when your values are clear and you understand what you want and how it aligns with you and how and if it will lead you to where you want to be, or will it lead you to be closer to your goals, that is the difference. That will make it more a wiser and a more yes, a wiser decision, informed decision with more understanding of where you're going, not to take it just because it's offered or it looks better. There's more to it. So I'm going to leave you with the three things to consider when it comes to identifying your values. First, you know that it's important to know important to know your values, because if you don't, uh, they serve you as a compass. Okay? You have a compass, it gives you a direction. If you don't have a compass, it's really hard. If you don't have a point of reference, it's hard to move forward, to lead, to go where you want to be. So it serves as your compass. Two, knowing that, next step is to identify what your values are, make a list, and um, think about how it affects you, how it would affect you if they were not respected, if you could not honor those values. So in doing so, think about 5 to 10 values, make a list, and having that in hand, this will help you make wiser choices, more informed decision, and you will be in a better position to uh, make a change that will bring you closer to what you want. Not a change for the sake of a change, but a change that will be positive and bringing you the fulfillment that you seek in the change. It's not a change just for the sake of a change. So until the next episode, I'd like you to think about that. Uh, Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Yannick See It, like and share. Thank you.